In honor of Halloween, I wanted to go back and talk about the animation studio Laika and their films. They're most commonly known for using stop-motion animation in all of their movies. Laika Animation was started in 2005 and has released 5 films since 2009, which in order are Coraline, ParaNorman, the Boxtrolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Missing Link. And I wanted to talk about these movies because Laika tends to be left out of the conversation when it comes to the best animation studios. The go-tos always seem to be Pixar and Studio Ghibli. And I think Laika deserves to be right up there with them, even though they have the smaller filmography than both of those studios. They've still earned their place there, in my opinion. And I thought that this would be the best time to talk about them because it's Halloween, it's during the Halloween season, and these movies kind of are, for me, are associated with Halloween because they can sometimes tackle more macabre or darker stories for children's films and have that feeling of autumn and feel like it should take place in this time. Which also can be accredited to Tim Burton's stop-motion movies, but I usually tend to associate Laika most with them. And while I don't think that they have a bad movie in their roster, I'm still going to rank them from worst to best. So here we go. Number 5, The Boxtrolls. In what I personally think is Laika's weakest film, The Boxtrolls follows an orphan boy who grew up amongst sewer-dwelling trolls. While it does have some clever allegories for race and class relations, its characters are decidedly the least developed of any of their movies. The story is enjoyable and adventurous, but ends up being their most forgettable. Number 4, Missing Link. Missing Link is Laika's most recent film, and it puts a twist on Bigfoot by having him recruit an explorer to help him find his long-lost family in Shangri-La. While the lead performances from Hugh Jackman and Zach Galifianakis are some of Laika's best, the story does ultimately underwhelm and is less compelling than the other movies. It is still impeccably animated and charming as ever, but Missing Link just barely avoids being Laika's weakest link. Number 3, ParaNorman. ParaNorman follows Norman, a boy who can speak to the dead, as he navigates life and has to suddenly save his town from a centuries-old curse. With an incredible voice cast and an assortment of memorable characters, ParaNorman captures a great balance of a coming-of-age story mixed with supernatural horror, making for one of the best Halloween movies ever. Number 2, Kubo and the Two Strings. Easily Laika's most beautifully animated film, Kubo is a fantasy adventure about family as the titular character tries to defeat the spirits of his parents' past. A timeless fable seeping with imagination, Kubo's journey is undeniably heartfelt and emotionally poignant, and the incredibly strong story is only accentuated by its impressive and stunning visual imagery. And number 1, Coraline. While I'm sure this is a surprise to no one, Coraline comes in head and shoulders above the rest as Laika's first and best movie. The movie boasts the studio's most creative and surprisingly dark story about a girl discovering a secret world in her new home, along with having one of the most memorable leading characters and villains in an animated movie. Coraline's setting is both unsettling and weirdly welcoming. With a perfectly captured tone and amazing voice cast, Laika sets an incredibly high standard for itself that they haven't quite reached since, but also proves to be one of the best animated movies of all time. So there you go. That is my kind of short and sweet ranking of all of Laika's movies. I really love these movies pretty much across the board. Coraline and ParaNorman are pretty much the movies that make me think of Halloween the most, of course, because of their story and everything. But I think the other movies fit so well into that universe that I wanted to talk about them too. And I think that Laika deserves to be brought up in conversation more when it comes to the best animation studios. But what is your guys' favorite movie from Laika's filmography? Let me know, and I'll be back with another video.